So when we last left our heroes, we had a bit of an issue in Ravenwatch. There was a assistant witch who just so happened to spill his own guts and proceed to use the augury spell, finding lots of bad luck heading his way and or many other people's way. Um, uh, he also wrote on a bedsheet next to him, just as he was passing, "She is coming." Those three words. The party kind of investigated this and then decided to hit up the sacred temple to the south after speaking with the witch. And arriving there, you guys happened upon a female wizard who, it just so happens, came to the sacred temple all by herself. She seemed to be pretty, I wouldn't say lackadaisical, but didn't seem too worried or impressed by the oozing, dark, malevolent magic right next to her as she just kind of sat at the well, checking out some runes. And you guys are about to have a conversation with her as you offer the use of your campsite for the night. Any thoughts or anything you'd like to?
Who was talking to her?
I
It
believe.
certainly was not me.
Oh, I actually thought it was you.
I have the negativist charisma. I don't talk to people.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense as well. The involuntary mare/face.
Yeah.
Oh, who was I talking with it?
Was that me?
I
don't
think
remember.
I think that Trevor's character was talking with her at first.
Okay.
But as the conversation went on, I believe Magna did step forward out of the shadows and kind of like present the scenario from the village to her.
I do remember being creepy.
Yeah.
Out of the shadows and
Yeah.
startling her.
Now,
being very blunt.
Yes, you were very blunt. But I guess it was kind of a combined effort, is what I would say, between the two of you. But yes, so last I checked, I believe you guys invited her to stay at the campsite with you tonight. She kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit, but has eventually settled on doing so, and has come to sit by your fireside. You took a look at the runes that she was investigating as kind of the last thing that you all did that night, and you found that it was written in Infernal, I believe. No, Abyssal. It was. And you guys can read Infernal, I believe. So you were all like annoyed slightly.
I know that I can read Infernal.
Right. Same alphabet, different vocabulary.
Yes,
Right.
that was the conversation.
Yeah.
So yes, she sits by your fire and just kind of stretches the muscles of her arms and kind of looks about at all of you. Give me a perception check.
Right. Just if we're settling in, I'm gonna activate my dragon constellation form.
Okay.
My fairy form. So it just gives me, since I feel like we're gonna have some thinking to do, intelligence or wisdom, I can't roll under a 10. So 9 or lower becomes a 10.
Okay.
I am
good.
Waiting for my character sheet to.
Oh, fair enough.
I can roll the D. I don't. Oh well. Already got a nat 20.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, sorry. What were we rolling? I didn't.
Just a perception check to start off with.
Rolled an
Oh,
18.
18.
On the die.
That's
Well,
pretty darn good.
apparently we're more on the ball than we were when the other mayor guy decided to fuck off.
Well, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a whole thing last session. Yeah.
What was that? Insight?
Ooh,
Perception.
Perception, right? Okay, so plus 6 to that 18.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so not sure how the wording on this goes. You treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10, so that means like the die is a 10, so that makes mine into a 16, or just a flat 10.
Oh,
Because you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. Feels like a 10 plus modifier.
Yeah,
but...
that's the same way that bards work. So it's
Okay.
your die roll changes. You can't roll anything below a 10.
Okay, so it's a
sounds
16
right.
then.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm naturally passive.
Good, excellent. That's what we like to hear. And Rizabelle is just same form as everybody else, it seems. All right. So yeah, you guys are a perceptive lot. And you know your hackles are raised. Let's not forget also that I believe was it Rizabelle who had a nat 20 insight last session and was like connecting the dots between this girl and the she is coming. Somehow I think that it was either Rizabelle or maybe
I have she in all caps and underlined, so that might have been me.
I think it was Trevor.
Was it? Okay.
I may have been, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
can't by my notes being very emphatic about she.
Yeah, I can't quite recall, but there was definitely someone who rolled quite high and kind of thought that maybe this was
it's in the record. Insight, Rizabelle did get a nat 20.
Okay, there it is.
I got it. Oh, and I got a 23 as well. So yeah,
I mostly remember rolling like shit last time, but
yeah, no,
I'm also very tired and everything hurts. So
yeah.
I decided to clean
I didn't realize
my house.
Kept the chat record that far back, or session to session, but yeah,
that's pretty good. Okay, well, good. So actually, yeah, that is really nice. You can really scroll up there. So in that being the case, Rizabelle can kind of have her hackles up, I guess. But essentially, everybody rolled quite well. Some general like feels, looks at her kind of stuff. So she looks like a fairly young witch. Sorry, not witch, wizard. You would say, like, she doesn't seem like she's not pushing 40. She might be in her 30s. She, by every perception you guys have, just without any magical aid, she seems to be human. But some of you feel that she isn't. And she's actually quite.
That's how I was unsettling. I walked up to her and told her she was not human. It was me that gleaned that.
Yes, and her response to you was, "Oh, but I believe
certainly
I am." Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. So yeah, no, and as you guys kind of watch her movements, she doesn't seem particularly fazed by this confrontation between you guys. She's mostly kind of turning the mirror back at you, looking about at the lot of you and trying to kind of gauge your reactions and how you're perceiving her. But otherwise doesn't seem like she's in stressed in any way. At this. So, have you been traveling for some time?
No, just a few days.
We just got on the road.
Yep.
I see. And you were coming from the north.
Yeah. Yeah.
The direction that we walked here from, yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. If north means that away, yes.
Yes, I last I checked, that would be the direction. Well, how can I help you? You invited me to your campsite, and I'm willing to speak with you, of course, but I'm not sure what topic we should be speaking on.
Well, what brings you to the territory here? Where are you from around here?
No, I come
Away?
from quite a distance away. Really quite far. I really enjoy exploring the wonders of this world, and truly, it's a magical place. This land.
You mentioned brothers. Are you traveling with them, or are they coming around?
Oh, I rarely see them. They're about certainly, but uh, I usually run into them when I come home. Um, uh, Fairly rarely out in the wilds like this.
Hmm. Are you traveling by yourself then?
Oh, for the most part, yes. I have some not so subtle spells that I can use to uh, defray any potential foes, but I usually don't find myself in need of them.
I haven't traveled much. I mostly just kind of stick around town and my forest.
Oh, yes. You appear to be a man of nature, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. Kagan the Reaper. Yeah, I the herbalist from up north.
Pleasure, pleasure. Wonderful to meet you. Um, and the rest of you.
Risabel from up north.
Magna. We're all from the same town.
Very good, very good.
Striker.
Yes. Pleasure to meet you, indeed. Yes, and you may call me Lady Tremaine.
Did we have it right? Oh, I did. Okay, yes. So
Striker nods.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is that like
Is that like a title, or
a name that I would recognize from any books or anything?
Let's see, is there like I guess just a straight up history check. If anyone wants to attempt that.
History a thing I do.
Let's get
It isn't. I think instead, while other people are deciding whether or not they want to roll
very
that,
funny on that.
Is this about a fae, fiend, or undead in any way?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna ask that for a series of
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
that's fair.
Checks that I have because I get advantage. But it is.
Nice.
So while that's happening, I think I am instead going to be just sort of looking around, trying to figure out. I think mostly she's looking for if there's anything else that is here and potentially watching us.
Ooh, excellent question. I'll get you to give me a perception check, please, with advantage.
Okay.
Ooh. Well,
Ooh.
Well, I'm not going to do better than that, but
no.
Yeah, that's
People sitting
convincing right there. Okay. So those of you who rolled history checks, I'm seeing some pretty good rolls from Trevor and that I think that's it. So Magna, you that completely goes over your head as far as nobility is concerned. I'm going to say, Trevor, that your character, who I wrote down, Kagan. That's right. So Kagan, there is a tickle in his memory of a previous life that comes up as he pores over that name once again, Lady Tremaine. There was in your ancient homeland a noble house of Tremaine that you do recall being a thing.
Okay.
If you've got any particular questions about that noble house, I'm happy to give you some indications.
Would I know the region that they were associated with?
Uh, region wise, they were typically known to be well, they did have, of course, lands out in the countryside, but they were known to be confidants of the king, as well as members of not necessarily a spy network, but like a sort of like a inner circle, having to do with state politics, like interstate politics.
Diplomats, that's the word I'm looking for. But diplomats
Yes.
here, vaguely.
Yeah, like diplomats, like Secretary of State kind of
Okay.
thing. You know, like advisors to the king on matters of foreign relations.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. You're a long way.
Oh, yes. As I said, this is quite the distance away.
Are you still in favor with the king out there? Or?
Oh, you do mean emperor, of course.
Oh, my mistake. I'm a little out of date on my history books are not new.
Well, it's interesting that you would know anything about it at all. Yes, my empire. Well, it's quite. It's practically on the other side of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets mentioned every now and then.
Interesting. No, truly, I'm quite impressed that you would know anything about us. May I ask where your history books might have come from? I'd love to research any library that might have information.
I just have some books that are like when I'm out in the forest, I just kind of read sometimes. I have little squirrel pockets of here and there. I don't know if I could find the one that it's in, but I might. Sometimes
Deception check.
Okay. 13.
All right.
Not the worst, but
Not the worst. She looks at you as you kind of stumble over your words a little bit, but she just kind of lets your comments go and then moves right along. Yes, it's terrible to be away from home for so long, but you know, us wizards, we have our ways of making our way back and forth as often as we wish, to some degree.
probably would have some books. Anything that he could have found through his life, he would have hung on to something that had the mention of that.
Well,
he doesn't have one. But
I'm going to tell you, just the fact. There is no mention of the kingdom that you remember in this region.
Entirely fair.
Entirely.
Yeah, just if there was such a thing, he definitely would have clung to it for sure. But
no, for sure.
Not.
But that being said, you rolled high enough on your history check. I'm going to give you advantage to a basic luck check to whether you remember something else having to do with this
luck
family.
check. Yeah. 17.
Yes. All right. So you do recall that there were interesting times in your previous time in the kingdom. In actual fact, there was a prophecy going around at that time. Prophecy of world annihilation, of extreme, of some kind of extreme action being taken from someplace outside of this world, and all life as we know it coming to an end. That's the word that was going around the kingdom during your life. And you do happen to know that the Tremaines were involved in hunting out and meeting with other nations and trying to figure out ways of confronting this particular prophecy.
Okay. I'm just writing notes.
Oh.
Okay.
Now,
so wait,
yeah,
like
go ahead.
the what's it called? He's this is in character. It's not it wasn't a history book. It was a novel. The thing with the prophecies and stuff. And then you're one of the Tremaines from the. That's real.
Okay, I need everybody to give me an insight check at this moment. And while you're doing that, not forgetting Rizabel, there is nobody waiting in the woodworks here.
Okay.
You guys are alone with
Okay.
with her. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing she's so confident about that because her insight check sucked.
It's okay, I got you.
Oh yeah.
Mine comes up to a 16.
All right.
Yay for that
good.
dragon constellation thing.
Sorry.
Okay. So Magna, you're the first to catch it. The expression on her face kind of becomes a studied mask, I would say. And you catch the tenor in her voice when she says, "Prophecy? I can't say that I know of any prophecy. What
Yeah, like
prophecy do you speak of?"
it was a novel. It wasn't a history book. It was a novel. Like the end of the world and all this. I mean, obviously the world didn't end. But yeah, like it was that. Yeah, like you guys were like the I don't remember but yeah, you guys were like the searchers, the finders of like helpers and stuff. That's was that was there was that real?
Well, now I can certainly say that my family has had a long history of researching and finding knowledge from all corners of the globe, but I can inform you that if there ever was this prophecy that you speak of, obviously it was put to bed.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell her about the robots. But there's things that kind of fit now.
How so?
These I don't know, these metal how would you guys describe those things? What are they? Like just this thing
Magna
that
is
came.
silent.
I don't remember if strikers actually run into these yet.
Oh yeah. They were it was the only time we saw them, right?
Yeah, yes, our first session. But you know what? We're not gonna be too picky about
Yeah.
who's here and who's not.
Well,
So
I
we're
mean,
just kind of assume you were
insane
present.
invading the territory. So I mean, like it's like the big thing that's going on right now. Like all these metal box things on tracks. I forget.
I think Isabel is also silent, but she's kind of watching her, right? Because she's not super thrilled about telling this person anything.
I mean, like
but like
this
she
is current
must
events. She's
know.
not going to be able to not know about the city to the
Yeah.
north getting overrun, and like that's not. I'm not giving away anything secret here. This is pretty public
Yeah, no,
knowledge.
totally.
These
That's
things
why
are
she hasn't
brushing
spoken
across.
up.
Is that why you're here? Is it because of them guys?
Her face twitches a little bit, and she kind of thinks to herself and says, "Well, in a manner of speaking, yes, I am here in conjunction with those folks, I suppose. I won't lie to you. My researches do have a lot to do, in fact, with those devices. In fact, I am searching for their power source."
Oh, and you think it's here?
I believe it may be, in actual fact. I believe that this might be the source of one of their power sources, if you take my meaning.
No, not really.
Well, you see, there are many ways of empowering yourself in this world. For most of us, those who we search for the arcane arts, we find our way looking at the laws of this world and redefining them as we see fit, pulling the energies from what we wish and making them our own, or disentangling them or entangling them in the ways that our spells will write. Some are blessed with gifts to do this without even thinking about it. Others go down a different path. They seek out energies that are provided by beings from beyond this world, potentially from beyond this plane. And you see these beings, they have often an amazing, profound, startling connection with energy. And I believe, no, my researchers have shown, I know these contraptions that roam around the countryside, their energies are taken from that divine plane. And I do say taken.
Oh,
I wonder if that's why that kid tried to disentangle himself. Ugh.
what? Oh, disentangle. Yeah.
This is something to do with the ill omens that you were speaking of earlier, I suppose.
Yeah.
Gossip from home. Don't worry about it.
Very well. She kind of looks at you a little bit quickly and then kind of shrugs it off.
Striker just kind of shudders.
Yeah, Kagan would be super happy if anyone else would talk to her. I don't know if you guys will be able to read that on his big cow face, but for sure he's putting that out.
Yeah, like Goatman definitely his fur is starting to stick up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if
All right.
anybody wants to chime in on some thoughts on this, very welcome.
So, the source that has been powering these weird contraptions that come from God knows where just happened to be coming from, kind of glances towards the well, a hole in the ground?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You misunderstand. I believe that they will be coming to this hole in the ground, and they will be taking what is inside.
They're scouting.
The energies that emanate from this temple are such that if refined and if brought into the physical world in a particular way, well, it could power a great deal of things.
They're not, yeah, like they're not looking
Well,
for
what are these
iron.
energies doing now, though?
Oh, now they're providing. It appears to be some form of dark magic unto the world. My research on this location thus far has shown that, yes, indeed, it appears that if you spend enough time around this temple, you might very well begin to show some dark magic, dark energy emanations of your own. In fact, ghastly stuff, in my opinion.
You were gonna climb down it?
Oh, yes. Well, I just want to make sure that I catalog what's here before it goes, you see. There's nothing stopping the the terrible tide that's coming this way.
What?
And you're not planning on trying to take whatever this is for yourself?
Well, let's say I did.
Uh-huh.
Let's say I knew the hows and the whys of taking this thing from this place and moving it elsewhere. Would you say that that would be an evil endeavor when this tide comes?
I mean,
depriving these beings of their fuel, surely that must be, a fair endeavor. You guys can feel free to do a insight check at this point.
Whoa,
Yes,
biggest, yeah.
please.
I will, but I mean, Rizobel will also say, I suppose that depends on what you intend to do with it once you have it.
Oof. Not great this
16
time.
again. I'm so glad I
Angela.
fired up that constellation thing.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you guys are trying to get a read on her, but there's nothing showing too easily, I don't think. Yeah, in response to your kind of press there, she says, well, in terms of what I plan to do with it, I suppose that would be between me and the Ancient One who dwells here, I suppose. We must not forget that there is a consciousness that dwells down below.
I mean, yeah, they're scouting. The robots, they're scouting for resources, but not just like iron and tin but this stuff.
For batteries.
Remind me, Julian, do we know anything about the actual Ancient One that lives here? What it's about and what its intentions might be?
Glad you asked. Everybody roll an insight check. Or not an insight check, a history check.
Oh dear.
Yeah, 17's not
Can I
bad.
roll just for fun?
Nope.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
Congratulations.
Oh, glorious year.
2020.
Okay.
I've been making insights at +4. I can barely get above 10.
Okay, so you guys, pardon me. So Rizabel and Kagan and Iron, you've heard the story of this temple more than enough times. There was an ancient king of these lands. He fell in love with the moon, it is said.
Glad
And,
he didn't say he fell down the well.
No. No, he fell in love with the moon. And he
And then the moon
commanded
tumbled down the well.
Yeah, he commanded his servant, a wizard of great renown, to capture the essence of the moon, so that he might speak with it and attempt to woo it to the mortal plane. But there was an unfortunate accident. Instead of the moon getting and its essence getting pulled into the material plane, the darkness of the night itself, the lady of the night's plane, was drawn, at least a portion of her, into the mortal lands, and realizing too late what he had done, instead of providing a living vessel for this Lady of Night to inhabit and walk upon the world, an avatar of tremendous power, the wizard took up a cup and filled that cup with the energies of night, and it became an ever-flowing cup of darkness. And the darkness would seep and run over and out of the top of this cup at all times. This goblet would just seep out these arcane energies and essentially overwhelm anything that it was around. The kingdom was quickly thrown into darkness as the king and his subjects were twisted and turned by the darkness into into acolytes of the lady. And but finally, out of a Western nation came a paladin of light, who managed to turn back the darkness for long enough to bring it to a well at the eastern edge of the kingdom, and throw it down within. And though the darkness was everlasting and overfilled the goblet every day, every hour, every night, it could not rise up above the lip of the well, as per the ancient sigils laid by the paladin and his entourage. And so that's where it sits, down here. And that's why it's called a sacred temple, as opposed to a non-sacred temple. It's essentially holding down the unending power of this Queen of Night.
So letting anybody just wander in and try to take that shit seems bad, right? Like, we're on the same page
Feel
there.
like a good option here, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
probably
shades of
bad.
Certainly, anybody who and this is for those of you who rolled like Rizabel, you rolled an 18. You would know that anyone who descends below a certain point into this well, typically they come back out as like changed people, as powerful necromancers, as occasionally revenants. Like they die down there, they come right back up and wander the world as beings of darkness and spite.
Oh, good.
Oh, yay.
Tasty.
I was going to jump down there, but maybe I won't.
So,
I'm having the same thought right now myself.
I'm sorry, this is a dumb question. I haven't had a chance to listen to the recording from last time because it's just been a screwball few weeks.
Yeah, no problem.
What did we as a party actually want here?
We needed to talk to the lady in the well.
Yeah. It's the creepy voice.
About the bad lady that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but why are we at this well?
Because she didn't reply to the witch in town. The witch in town, who has a connection with her, tried to ask her if something was up and she didn't reply. So she said, but you guys can go ask her yourself if you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Who got the she is coming message? Was that?
That was me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the deep old one called out. So is the one in the well your deep old one?
My deep old one? I don't have a deep old one.
Oh, I thought you had a patron.
No.
Oh.
My next level will have like a, what's it called? The only word that's coming to my brain is like brotherhood.
Cult?
I like a knighthood kind of thing.
Yeah, an order.
My brain was trying to say sorority, and I'm reasonably certain that's not what you meant.
No, that's not the word. But the right mentality.
Sisters.
So I don't know. I mean, this might be. It seems to me like it would be an Arcana check, which would be real unfortunate if it were me making it. But I'm wondering if there's any signs of any sort of ritual that this person might have been trying to undergo to maybe harness the power in the well.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh, I could check for that if you tell me.
Well, like I'm a little bit on the whole point of a paladin of light using infernal as a sealer. Sounds incongruent.
Said it was from the west, not the north, so it wasn't me in another campaign. What? Yeah,
right?
no.
The paladin that sealed her in the well was a paladin.
But maybe they just used like if you're going to seal something infernal, you do it with infernal.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been like.
I mean, you're also talking about an ancient myth, right? Like the detail work is usually not exactly spelled out, and exactly who did what. This ancient paladin, he may very well have been very good at batting away the negative energies, but maybe he wasn't so good at sealing away this thing.
Mm.
But yeah, I think Rizabel will like whisper to Magda about that.
But the infernal did
Nice.
seem old, right? Not fresh.
Oh yes, abyssal.
Okay, no, that was abyssal. Yeah, that was all that was in my head. Was like, oh crap, was that her? No, it's not her freshly carved. Okay,
As
With-
far as you can tell, ancient.
Yeah.
With that
Whether it's-
whisper from Rizabel, can I take a look around to see if there's any like new magic, new ritual, anything that happened maybe just before we got here?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to say you do notice some powerful looking magic going on here. The first thing you notice is sorry, you've got like a kind of a detect magic sort of power. Sorry.
Well, I can, with my Hunter's Bane, if it has anything to do with Fey Fiends or Undead, I get advantage on the roll for it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
otherwise, I'm just
you're just
magically
looking
inclined.
around. Yeah. Okay. Give me an Arcana
like
check then.
Okay.
Yeah, but without the advantage.
Is there any point in doing a detect magic, or is it just going to be blasted by this?
Oh my god! I rolled good once, and that's all I get.
Nope. Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, not strong.
I mean, she was thinking about it, so she might
not
as well roll.
strong all around.
Lovely.
I mean,
Magicians.
I do have detect magic as a furball. Is there a point, or is it just going to be blasted with this Wells
Hey.
magic?
Up to you, my friend.
We're at bedtime anyway, so I'll just use it.
Okay. Are you casting this right in front of her, or are you casting this like you go off and to take a wee and cast it, or what's your plan here?
Well, we've been talking about it. I don't think it would be that weird. Like, I'm not doing it like. No, I'm not going to hide it. No, I'm just a curious cowboy. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. The first thing you notice is that there is a powerful illusion spell in front of you. In actual fact, in the place of where this woman is.
Oh.
Just to reiterate, I have pointed out, like I have said out loud that she is not what she says she is.
Yep, I'm seeing that. Well then. I don't know what to do with it. Is there a perception check or was that our perception check to see through that? Our first one?
We'll never know.
Would he be able to do a fresh perception check on that to see through it now that he knows what he'd be trying to look through?
Give me an intelligence check, please. You can add your proficiency, and I'll give you advantage on that.
That's good. That's really good.
Okay, spectacular. Yeah, so this image is a this is the image of her being present with you all, but she is not in fact here.
Near here.
This is a projection. Yeah.
This is Luke Skywalker at the end. Oh, all right. Okay. Well then, I don't know how to share this. I think I'm just going to keep that in my back pocket for now. If anybody else wants to have a startling realization they don't know what to do with.
Yeah, for sure. I am going to say though, you're going to have to roll a either a deception or a stealth to get that one by her.
Okay.
I am whittling a stick. I'm just making it pointy because I got to do something with my hand.
+2. I'm going to take this is stealth on that. And it's a 12. I'm not stealthy.
All right. She rolled a 2.
Excellent.
So she's not perceptive either.
Not used to reading
Um,
crippled faces.
That's pretty funny.
We
I
just
guess she's
always
too
kind of-
busy worried about what you guys are thinking of her. To
Calfree's
watch
always
for.
kind of looks a little bit stunned.
But yes, yeah. So that's kind of where you're at right now. Any other?
Goatman is just sharpening his dagger and has no clue what the fuck is going on. Any of this is happening.
Huh.
Sure.
He's just
Yeah.
taking it all, man. Anybody else want to jump in here, please?
I mean,
I don't even know what Magda would talk about. She's not the talker.
I have dug a second well at this site at this point.
At this point, Goatman's like, well, I mean, just thinking, well, if this well is so fucking evil, why don't we want someone to get rid of it? He's not gonna say that.
Okay. How do you plan on transporting it? Because like local legend here, anyways, is kind of important to keep that where it is.
Well, I have my ways, to be sure.
He's just
But
gonna be like, this is the one with the overflowing cup, right, guys? That's the
that's
one,
the
right?
one.
Yeah, that was a big part of that.
you see, the thing is that any of these ancient old ones, they have the ability to staunch the flow of their power as they so desire. Usually, they don't really want to cut off their connection to the world for any reason whatsoever, but with a little bit of persuasion, perhaps, I believe I should be able to get the one who dwells below to see my way of things and come along, I should hope.
Okay.
Sorry, I gapped out for a second there. I missed that last part?
Basically, she's saying that she believes that she can convince the ancient power herself to staunch the flow of darkness that's coming out of the goblet in order for her to be able to. Yeah.
So basically, you can keep yourself in your cup, or I can feed you to the space robots.
Essentially, yeah. Not too many options there. Yeah.
That's a convincing argument.
Rizabelle is not looking any more inclined to trust her after this. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, like, you're on that level, huh? He's feeling his level 2 real hard right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, do we just aggro her?
Yeah.
Nope.
Like, because I'm thinking about it.
I don't really want to feel what meteorite storm feels like.
She looks around at you
Where's your
all
sense of
and
adventure?
just kind of smiles and says, "You all seem very kind, and I would love to give you more of my time, but you see, I'm already halfway down this well, and it's taking a little bit of my attention to maintain this spell. So I'm going to dispel this now. There's a Minotaur here. He's just kind of a jerk. Sorry.
I shoot her projection.
She just kind of chuckles
Distant cousins.
and disappears into the night.
I told you she wasn't what she appeared to be.
Yeah, no, she is. Full illusion. Yep.
Never said I didn't believe you. So, what do we do now?
We wait for her to climb out of the well with a cup full of God.
Should we maybe stop her before she does that? Because this doesn't seem like a great thing.
I'm open to
Magna.
suggestions on how you want to do that.
Yeah.
Magna, give
I
me
have a longbow.
a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh. Okay.
You can choose to fail it if you so desire.
Why would I do that?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
What an offer.
I know. That's so scary.
Just make us an offer we can't refuse there, DM. Jeez.
yeah,
Just
I for sure
kidding.
would have chosen to fail. Just to say, just because
Um,
Yeah, I
that's
probably would have too.
kind of D&D pervert I am.
you
No,
We
I
know,
want
dear.
to live.
your mind is strong and your sense of self is strong, but you feel that same itch, that same rattling of bones and dry dust that touched you the other night,
Oh.
coming in at the back of your consciousness. Are you willing to let in a little message?
Yes.
All right. You hear a matronly female voice, soft and subtle, velvety, really. And she speaks directly to you in your mind and says, "So you've come. Thank you. She's so close. So many of my my planar comrades have been taken. Please come. I will open the secret entrance to you. It is a shortcut into my my throne room. Please take the cup that you find there and take me away before she gets to me. Please, please, please. Roll another will saving throw
Okie dokie.
with advantage.
Maybe.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the dirty 20.
Yep. You managed to resist her powerful command for you to come, but you can feel it. You can feel that she's trying to physically force you, and your attention is suddenly drawn to a little glade just seen through the trees to the east of here, and there is a mechanical whirring and then sort of a shunty kind of thump and a little portal with not portal but like a there's a shifting in the earth, and it seems like a stone has been rolled away horizontal to the plane of the earth there, and a staircase descending into the darkness is seen below.
He opened a back door. She's terrified. We need to go.
Secret tunnel.
I was trying so hard not to.
I mean, obviously.
Mango's already gone.
All right.
Well, I guess we're going into this creepy dark tunnel then.
How could it
Yeah,
be possibly bad idea?
Man's already taken a look at this thing.
All right. Any preparations you guys want to do before you delve straight into this thing?
Switch.
Goatman ties a torch to one of his antlers.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna burn my
I'm
other
trying
wild
to
shape.
see if I have dark vision because I can't remember. As a little wabbit, you would think so, but I don't think I do.
I don't know. Can the goats see in the dark? I have no idea.
I don't believe so, unless the race has the.
Technically, I'm not a fawn because I couldn't find that, so I grabbed Goliath, which had which had some mountain goat-like features.
Oh, I see. I don't know. Goliath, that's like a troll almost, right? Like that's
Some sort of giant.
Yeah, giant. I don't think they necessarily would have dark vision.
No, I don't see it.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Oh, I do emit light right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
right. But your dragon form is for like an hour, is that right?
I'm about to switch to chalice, but yes.
Okay.
Bright light in a 10-foot and dim an additional 10 feet. Oh, the form only lasts 10 minutes. It doesn't last as long as my wild shape.
Oh, okay.
I guess
shit,
I will
what did I take as my fighting style?
I already used it. Poop.
I'm gonna operate under the assumption that I don't have
shape
dark
earlier.
vision and light a torch before I go in. But I
Okay.
think Magna's leading the charge on this one.
Okay,
All
I
right.
mean, I was about to suggest, since I'm apparently the only one with dark vision, that I actually go first, but apparently you're already in there, so never mind.
She spoke in my head.
Okay.
Like, I might glow for another minute or two, but that's about it. I don't think firbolgs do.
I don't think there's anything in particular I need to do. Yeah, all my stuff is basically either already set or decide on.
Yeah.
Oh, I did choose a fighting style. Good job, past me.
Nice.
I will light a torch on the way
Cool.
there.
Okay. From my recollection, torches are like 60, right?
Yeah.
So now you've been given the keys of the kingdom here. This is the back way down. It's not supposed to harry you or anything like that. This is like the get out of jail free card of this dungeon. Which obviously she can just kind of activate as on a whim if she so desires. And probably this is part of her way to like allow acolytes in, that kind of thing, like because there is a bit of a cult that follows this being.
Actually, there is one
town.
thing I would like to do.
Sure.
Which is roll stealth.
Oh, really?
just. Oh, look, I'm proficient in it. Great. Okay, never mind. It's fine.
I have a lamp. I'll use a lamp instead of the torch.
Okay.
So it's 15-foot bright, 30 dim.
All right. Sounds good. So you guys descend into the extremely dark tunnels, but you've lit your way, and it's not as if this is even a crumbling staircase. It seems to be in pretty good shape. It's not even slippery or anything like that. It's just kind of going down and down and down. This is a deep well. And you can tell as the earth just kind of completely surrounds you, and you can feel its weight coming down above you as you go deeper and deeper. That you're dodging a lot of whatever is going on, a few feet away from you guys.
Right.
And at one point, give me a perception check.
If we're still within the 10 minutes, it's a 16. Otherwise, it's an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we're past the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, is my perception 6 or?
Why am I rolling so well on things that I don't have proficiency
I
in?
accidentally caught my hair on fire and was
Passive is a 16.
dealing with that.
And so shit on everything else.
Oh, God.
All right. So those of you who rolled 15 or above, looks like Magna, and I guess Trevor. It sounds like you've got a passive, but
Yeah.
Anyways, after quite a ways of going down there, those of you who rolled well hear a percussive sound to your west. As if like a high explosive was detonated, like just a little bit away.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but so muted that only you guys were able to catch it. The tread of your boots on the stairs are really enough for most of you to not have heard it. But yeah, you kind of continue past that level and deeper, and deeper and deeper. And I'm going to get everybody to roll will saving throws. Or
Oh, good.
wisdom saving throws.
Hey, that's better.
Nice.
This is it. This is when I fail terribly and become possessed.
There
I spoke it into
it
existence.
is.
Well,
It had
was
to
nice
happen
knowing
at some
you.
point.
Okay.
You know, if you just ask nicely, I do it willingly.
Yeah, so Magna and Iron, the flickering of the light around you, playing against the stone and earth and rock, the rock walls, and the earth that kind of seeps between them, and the stonework under your feet. The shadows that they cast as you go down and down and down, the repetition of movement, the unchanging nature of everything, it starts playing tricks with your mind, and you begin to see shadows dancing along the walls, shadows of people, you think, people that have walked this path before you, people in robes, people carrying swords, clashing against others, people running, people tripping and falling and cracking their heads, people falling prey to tricks and deception. And you both feel this sense of, but not me, because all these things are being withheld from me. You can feel this like pressure. You can feel like that at this depth, if you were an enemy of this being, you would be lost. You're almost seeing in real time as you walk down here all of the failures of those who have come before. But
The
it's
witch in town, this is her patron, right?
no, actually.
Oh.
And this is just a little bit of witch lore. They don't necessarily take patrons. What they do is that they communicate with great spirits,
Okay.
and they form they form covenants. They don't necessarily, those covenants don't necessarily mean that those great spirits provide them with like regular things or anything. It's usually like, oh, here's a deal. I want you to not leave your shrine, and in return I'm going to provide you with an offering every month.
Gotcha. Okay.
Things like this, like that. It's not necessarily like this big powerful thing. It can be powerful if it's used in certain ways, but it's a congress between the great
Gotcha.
spirit and the witch, rather than a passing of energy.
Gotcha. But this is the spirit that the witch in town works with?
Yeah, well, she has basically she
One of
has
them.
come here previously and done things with this great spirit.
Okay.
But the thing about witches is that great spirits have a lot of reason to fear them because of their ability to create these pacts, these ways of like almost tricking them into not doing what they want, which is
Gotcha.
probably why it didn't want to reach out to her,
Reply to her. Yeah. Okay.
because you guys are much easier to manipulate.
Yeah.
Witches have ways of enforcing their deals.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, as you guys descend deeper and deeper and deeper, I mean, I'm gonna let your characters kind of and you as their players kind of decide a couple of things. Magda, who is someone that your character has lost in the past? A person who has died before your character?
Childhood friend.
Okay. Something that you see on the walls and the flickering of the torchlight are the features of this childhood friend walking alongside you. And about every 20 steps or so, you see the event that caused their death. And that's
Ignatia, like, physically staggers when she sees it.
Stryker grabs her arm if he's nearby.
Yeah, she lets you. She's little.
Steady.
And Iron, you are also kind of suffering from this. Give me, let's see. I'd like to say the exact same thing, but I kind of want to do something a little bit different with you. Give me a moment where Iron failed in the past.
Whoops. Ignore that.
How about like a support? Okay, I do not do enough construction to remember what these are called, but like a metal brace for a building or a house or something failed, and the building came down.
Right. Okay, so every few steps, you can see the exact mechanism that caused that building to break, because you've visualized it over and over again over the years. What happened in that moment when the building came down. But your visions don't stop there. It continues on to the family that paid you to build this structure. Their harsh words to you afterwards, their faces thrown in stark relief as they share a deep dissatisfaction with your work, with your pride.
Yeah, he's getting a little pale.
All right. And with that, you guys continue deeper down. As you can tell that you're getting to the bottom because the air is stale. There's almost no airflow at all. For a well, it is not especially wet or moist in any way. It just feels oppressively dry and old and just unused down here. And you finally begin to see what looks like a grand archway at the base of this set of steps. Who's going first, or what would you guys like to do as you approach?
I mean, can I like peer into it before? I think at this point, because Magda's been sort of leading the charge, but now she's struggling. So I think Rizabel, especially since she doesn't need your damn torches, is probably at the front.
All right.
And I'd kind of like, so she is attempting to like not be immediately visible. And she kind of peers into the thing to see what she can see before she actually steps in.
Okay. And I think you've got 60 feet of dark vision. Is that right? Okay.
And a passive of 16, or I could make a check.
Nice. No, I think that we'll just go with your passive.
Okay.
Because it's pretty straightforward. At the base of the stairs, as you approach the arch, you can see that there is a draping, a wall hanging that's covering the arch from end to end.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of poke your nose out around it, kind of peer into the room beyond, and you see sitting on an ancient throne of some sort what appears to be a Death Knight. An ancient being of evil and power, and it has its sword drawn and sitting on its knees as it sits down on its throne, and it is shaking.
I guess we found that paladin.
Yeah, is there any sort of like determinable gender? I'm trying to figure out if this is Isabel is trying to figure out if this is the old one that's supposed to be calling us here.
We're supposed to be looking for a cup.
That's right. It does not appear easy to like determine a gender from here, especially since like this knight is fully covered in armor, and in full plate, and it is sitting on the throne, just kind of shaking, and but beyond that, you can't really get a clear sense of like who this might necessarily
It
be.
knows we're here, though, right?
I
mean, we're carrying a lamp into this dark tunnel.
Well,
And
you're
a couple of
behind.
torches.
You're behind this this wall hanging is the thing, and you're behind him. He is facing a distant doorway, down a long hallway. This is kind of like a great throne room kind of setting here. And you guys, sorry, Isabel is peeking out from behind a wall hanging, which is like behind the front plateau of. Sorry, I'm not saying this well. I'm searching for the word for that.
We're
I'm trying
behind
to
in
say.
like Polonius.
Yeah, like essentially, there's the like there's like a set of 4 or 5 wall hangings on a semicircular back wall, and there's dead center is a throne, and in front of him is like a red carpet right up to the entrance to the throne room, kind of.
Was
down
there
a
a source
long
of
hall.
light in the room?
No, there is not a source of light within the room. So,
Okay.
there will be a little bit, obviously, peeking out behind the drapery, but this Death Knight is not facing you. If you want to look around more, give me another perception check. Just
Yeah, I think Isabel is going to do that. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I
All
didn't
right.
be passive.
Okay,
Man.
Isabel, you kind of look around.
Yeah, I think Isabella is probably trying to stop the whole party from just like piling forward Scooby-Doo fashion right now.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Feel free to have a conversation, whatever you need to do.
Yeah. So I think once she's felt like she's seen what she can see, she is going to let the drapery fall, and I think probably take a few steps back.
Yeah.
And kind of quietly relay this to the rest of the party and say,
Let me just say, let's do a quick group stealth check, please.
okay, as in you want everybody to roll, or?
Yes, please.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, I thought one was mine, but I didn't do any better.
Oh boy.
You guys better. Oh, for fuck's
boy.
sake. We just
boy.
banged pots and pans the whole way down.
So
Yeah, I accidentally stuck a minus in front of my plus. But it's still a nat 1.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Wait,
Nobody over a 5. Wow.
You didn't roll a d20 though.
Oh, I didn't. I rolled a 1d2.
Oh, 1d2.
You're correct.
That'll make it hard, yeah.
Nice catch.
That's a gooder. Yeah.
Well, if you crit fail again, it's still gonna be so funny.
Don't do that.
It's gonna be
Oh,
hilarious.
I see. I hit 0. I hit minus instead of 0. That's why there's a minus in there, because I just did it again.
Yeah. Oof.
Nope.
Nobody over a 5.
Wow.
I got 9.
On the die.
Okay. So here's what happens. You guys, you step back, Isabel. You turn to to talk to your troop, but
And
lanterns
trip
are
on the
still lit.
drapery.
Absolutely, that's exactly what's going on here.
Great.
You turn and like some little hook on your belt or on your person just kind of catches that big old wall hanging, which has sat here for God knows how long. And
Great.
it just falls. It falls straight down from whatever is holding it up, and goes flump. That is the sound that it makes.
Great. Good.
As,
Yep, right
as-
on top
and,
of us.
and
It
just
buries us.
not on top of you, but like right in front of the entryway to this staircase. And the light of your torches spills out across the throne, and the Death Knight just kind of stops and turns and looks at you all and says, "What? Wait,
Magna
what?"
waves.
I
Where's
think,
the cup?
yeah, with this wall hanging around our ankles.
I feel like I don't think there's a single thing that can like phase Magna. She's gonna just be like, "Hi."
Yeah, no, that was Rizabel's move too. It's just, yeah. Hi.
No, he didn't.
Hi, where's the cup?
The
She let
Death
us
Knight
in to
just
get the
kind
cup.
of looks at you for a moment, and then puts like a hand on his forehead and just kind of
Oh God.
sighs. This
She
You're
spoke in
deep,
my head and
bone
let us in
rattling
the back
sigh.
door.
He looks it with like red glowing eyes. He looks up at you all and says, "She never tells me anything."
Love him. She seemed really scared, and she told me to find the cup and leave with it.
I suppose.
Because there's a lady coming down the front way, and she's not a
Yes.
fan.
I'm not either.
something about a minotaur.
Do you know who she is? Can you give us any
I
information? I'm
do
Magna, by the
not.
way.
Greetings.
Magna's like not. She studies dark things. This is just.
Yeah, Rizabel's looking at Magna, I think, with a little bit of sort of amazed bafflement, because this is the most words I've ever heard her say
Yeah.
at once.
No, put her in front of like a human being, and she's terrible. Put her in front of something terrifying, and she's fine.
Like, she never talks this much.
he looks at Magna sort of quizzically, which you didn't know that plate armor could look quizzically at anything, but this guy can pull it off somehow. And
Vader did that shit,
and-
man. This is stomping the cloak after Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What
And he says, I know not who she is, but she is incredibly powerful. All of my acolytes I have sent against her now, and she appears to be making short work of the lot of them. I'm afraid that this will be my last hour coming shortly soon. I have watched this place for, well, since the beginning.
Oh, is that why you were shaking? I'm sorry. Are you scared?
I understand my duty, but no one could ever claim that courage come without fear.
That's fair.
Now, you wish to see my lady. And he stands up and he sheathes his sword, and he just kind of casually walks over to the wall and knocks on a stone. It seems like it's just a perfectly common stone in the wall. And he kind of listens to it, and then he just yells. He's like, "Oh, gods, just open up, will you?"
We're here.
There's a subtle click, and then the wall just kind of gives way into the floor, and an alcove opens. And inside, you can see there's a very small altar. Sitting on it is a goblet. It's a pretty nice goblet, but like not the nicest in the world. You guys are kind of reminded that, oh, this is just like whatever the wizard had at hand. when this was all going down. There is just darkness seeping out of this thing. Though it seems more like a trickle than a flood. And the Death Knight just kind of shakes his head, and as he looks down at her, and says, "Truly, you have turned yourself into such an unworthy thing for these mortals." And he looks back at you all, and then just kind of shrugs his shoulders and said, "Very well, be off with you. I will guard your retreat." And he goes back to his throne, and he sits down, and he puts his sword over his knees again, and says, "There you are."
Striker is going to just comforting, like grab his shoulder as he goes by.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Okay, you take a chill touch to the hand. Just a second here. And that is... You take, very mercifully, only 2 damage.
Nice.
What type of damage?
Necrotic.
Okay.
But he does say thank you.
I won't cast guidance on him then.
Great.
Have you got a way to pull your ass up to cover this hole on our way out?
Sorry, go ahead.
Just before we move the cup or anything, I'm going to point at it and be like, "You're going to stay in your cup and be nice."
You can use a cat voice on a god?
You're going to stay in your cup and you're going to play nice. Because it's really easy for me to turn around and give you to that lady behind us. It's also very easy for me to turn around and give you to the witch in town.
Give me a persuasion check.
And yes, I am going to use the cat voice on a god.
Just picturing Gidget in a cup now.
Yeah, that's what I had. Persuasion, you said?
Please.
I hate to tell you this, guys, but
Biggity!
Oh.
Oh dear Jeebus.
Great.
Oh,
Good.
no.
This is going
Why?
great.
Why?
someone had to set a boundary.
Yeah.
So the goblet begins to overflow with darkness, and it leaks out and seeps onto the dais. And the Death Knight quickly stands and begins to yell at the goblet and says, "Oh, for God's sake, don't do this! You're so dramatic."
I like the
give
Death
me initiatives, please.
Really crap.
I seriously feel like this paladin
Okay.
is just Indire in another life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting
why I
that
keep
put upon
laughing.
vibe. Like,
Uh,
God damn, I can't roll anything.
no, we're rolling some dog shit tonight.
Okay.
yeah, mostly dog shit with a couple of natural 20s just for fun.
Yeah.
Just to keep it interesting, yeah. Like completely inconsequential nat 20s, and then oil spill.
You know I just vacuumed that, right? And I still don't have all your hair out of it?
Oh.
I don't care.
Magna just annoyed, like, I'm trying to help you. I just want to do it of my own free will.
Oh, hey.
Whoop.
Here's
Hi,
a wild
Sunshine.
pupper. Hey, Sunshine.
Hi, Natalie.
And also Natalie.
I'm aware who
I
the
guess
important
we can
was in
agree
this
with that.
conversation,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Did everybody put their
I thought I
initiatives
did.
in?
Let's see if
I
it
don't know
worked.
if we...
Mine worked.
I got it.
Yours is in there, Magna.
Yeah,
Or
I
not.
see it. I got it. I got
I
a
think
7.
the turn order was already there, but we can change it.
Yeah, you can just change it. This is just for dealing with the consequences of
Well,
the next couple.
Yeah.
it's
We're not
probably
in
actually the turn
combat,
order
right?
from last time, is what happened.
All right. So, Rizabel, you are first to act as you see this stuff
How did that
pooling.
happen?
Everyone rolled bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all
Here-
rolled
no.
real bad.
Wow.
Okay. So stuff pooling. Does the paladin look like he is getting ready to take aggressive moves, or?
No, he's just kind of trying to convince her to stop.
Is he Red Pants or no? Who's Red Pants?
Okay.
Red Pants is just the enemy turn. I'm just giving it to all of them.
And the
Then
so
the
there's this
specter on the
goblet that is overflowing with drama.
Yeah, I'll I'll do up a quick little battle map. Just it's really just a context thing. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah.
Just giving us
So
a
this
in the room.
might be the exact wrong move. In fact, it probably is.
I mean,
So,
why
I
now?
support it.
sorry about that.
Why break the trend?
Yeah, I just mom voiced a god, and now she's mad.
Yeah. Yeah. So Risabel is going to draw her longbow and knock an arrow and aim it at the chalice, and just say,
Oh, that feels
"We."
like the...
I did say that.
Yep.
I did say that.
Sorry, I forgot I was by the mic.
So yeah, arrow knocked at the chalice. Action ready. Arrow knocked. Longbow aimed at the chalice. Action readied to fire. Well, I guess probably I technically can't ready in action right now because she is going to say, "Do I have anything that will actually help me with this?" Of course, I don't.
Turn order.
But we can help you, or I can loose this arrow right now, and that's my turn.
Okay.
So I guess
give me
I'm
a persuasion
threatening?
check. Yeah,
Great.
yeah, or give me an intimidation. Actually,
They
intimidation.
are the same number, my friend.
That's perfect. That's
Great.
Correct here.
Great.
We're so bad at talking to people.
Rhyminy.
As is to be expected. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, good.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So, in reaction to this, on the enemy turn,
which is now,
the darkness pools into a shadow being, which immediately aggroes on you. Actually,
Okay.
let me just pull that up 1 second. She really doesn't like being talked to this way.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. Bye, sunshine.
All right. Now I've got a stat block. Any consolation, I'm not sure she's really trying to kill you guys, but let's get some tokens out here.
So,
it would be very godly of her to pick a fight with us now just for trying to set boundaries. That's right on point. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
You dragged us down here at Mach 3, and now you're getting mad because I said play nice.
Yep. That's how that's going. Okay. And I need something for...
Well, yeah, I suppose we could also just give her to the freaking aliens, too. Like, she's a sitting duck down here.
Man. That is a hell of a flaw. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
you like the... I could have picked a much more menacing one, but I was like, nah. This is correct.
Just listen.
Listen.
Like the other character I've been playing for a long time is Idire. Come on. I had to
You know,
And
do
I
something
mean, if
different.
you didn't give your mirror self shit, I mean,
just because of the lulls, here's the goblet.
yep.
All right. Okay, so yeah, the shadow comes forward, Rizabel, and attacks you. It's going to be melee +4 hit.
What is the stat block for this god?
Well, she's just burning a low level summon on you
Oh,
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 10 to hit. I assume that does not hit.
Let me double check real quick. That is correct. It does not.
Okay, you're good then.
Thank you. Wait,
and and the Death Knight just sighs so deeply that his armor rattles, and he says, "I'm sorry. She's been like this for days."
I love the apologetic Death Knight of the dark goddess bound to the bottom of a
He's
well.
my favorite.
Did
We
they
need
actually
to
say
adopt
the
him.
name of this
Truly.
goddess at some point?
Sorry?
Did they actually say the name of this goddess at some point? The goddess of night?
No one has said it thus far.
Okay. Do we as a? Do
I
our
guess
players,
there were some pretty decent history checks rolled before. There was an 18 in there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name is Noxalia.
Okay. So is that me then?
I'll just write that here. And yes, so Kagan, you're up.
Okay. Queen Noxalia. There are 2 really bad things on their way here. Can we table this for later? I don't want to make a big fuss here, but there's a bad thing in the hallway and a bad thing in the land, and
What?
I don't think either one is a good idea for you right now to be fighting us about, since you called us to come here for you.
All right, give me a roll a persuasion check, please.
Okay.
And I'll
Yeah.
say, nah, just roll it.
Oh yeah. Let's
She's pretty unreasonable at this point.
Yep,
She's pissed.
that works.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
Every
no.
single roll on this fucking cup, we fucking
Oh
crit
my
failed. Guys,
In the
we can't even
entire
talk
box.
to cups.
What got up this goddess's ass this morning? Wow.
Oh yeah, no.
Damn.
Just a boiling pitch rolling out of this thing now. Yeah. Good times.
I mean,
anything else with your turn?
I feel like. How well do I know you guys? I guess I know some of you guys from town.
Yeah,
I guess I know all of
pretty
you guys
okay.
from town. I guess I really just want to hit and step my giant ass out of here. I think. Hey, I'm gonna just. So dumb.
Great, good.
Disguise myself as the knight and go stand by him, just be tired as well. Just gonna get I'm with you, buddy. Yeah. So I'm gonna match him and just stand there with him.
The Death Knight looks over at you and is like, "Don't bring me into this. I'm already
stand by
in
me.
knee deep,
I mean,
my friend."
I understand, my guy. I do. I'm
Ugh.
just woof.
All right. Well, that's your turn.
Yep.
Next up, Iron Striker.
Striker is, in a continuing bout of apparently not understanding very much and just kind of going with it, is going to walk around the weird smoke figure, head on over to the goblet, put on his blacksmithing gloves,
Smart.
and pull
You
out a
could just
pair of
scoot the bottom.
tongs. Like he has blacksmith tools. I'm just gonna assume he has them on him. I don't think that's unreasonable. And just pick up the goblet with the pair of tongs.
I love this. I love everything about this.
Okay, hang on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's
And
gonna
you
walk
don't have
up
to go in
the
front of
goblet.
the shadow
He's
monster. You
going
can just go to
to
the bottom.
bow to it. Say, Lady Noxalia, I believe we are in a hurry. He's gonna take out the tongs, just pick up the damn goblet, and head back towards the
doorway.
head back towards the doorway.
Okay. I am going to ask you to give me a religion check, but you can add your crafting proficiency as a smith to add to that religion check. So if you don't have any kind of modifiers for religion, you can add your proficiency, which should be +3, I think.
Probably. Okay. I do not have religion, so we'll just go with. Oh, hey,
that's 100% what the dice are gonna do. Yeah, no, that's
Yep.
that's right. That's correct.
Yep. Yep.
Quit.
Yeah, thanks, dice. You got my back on that one. Okay, so
That's the only way it could have gone.
Absolutely. No, the dice were very clear on that point.
They were very intense with the story that they wanted to tell. Where we all fail until the fraud comes and is just like, ma'am, picks her up.
I gotta say, it is kind of beautiful because like this cup was just like, you fucked up. You really messed up the pooch, back then. And you're like, well, I'm gonna do it right this time. Here we go.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Yeah, so you wrest the cup from its altar, and the instant that you do, it stops spewing out the stuff. Shadow monster just kind of disappears into the ground and goes get sucked up back into the cup. And the Death Knight just sighs, rattling deeply, and looks over at Kagan and says, "You would better get going."
Good lord, let's get out of here. Don't tempt me. I'm getting thirsty.
Jesus Christ.
Going somewhere? At that moment,
Yep.
there's a woman who comes in
lady.
the door.
Yep.
Yeah, it's her, isn't it?
It is, indeed.
Yeah, we've been here for a long time.
And she just kind of
under her breath,
strolls
just like, see?
casually in, and says, "So, I see that you've made your way down here much faster than I. I can tell you, it was a bit of a ordeal, this entire fucking well. But I see that I have made it in time to get that goblet. If you would be so kind as to give it to me." The Death Knight at this point turns around and says, No, I think he'll be dealing with me. And he raises a hand and uses power word death on the wizard. And from that moment on follows the most tremendous battle of magic you've ever seen in your lives. Or it would if you weren't all booking it out of here.
They're a hidden step my ass right away.
Julian's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah,
fucks. It's time.
I fucking clamber up Kagan and sit on his shoulders.
Oh, if you can find my invisible giant ass, sure.
I think I've been up there for a while now.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys all a roll. Let's call it a reflex saving throw or a dexterity saving throw.
Do you want to think about that for a second, GM? Are you sure this is a good idea?
Hey, listen,
He's gonna get
I'm
that
just
party
here.
troll. One way or
Here
another.
to let the dice tell their story,
Jesus
but I know
Christ.
exactly how it's gonna go.
There's the map. There, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, come on. That wasn't even an entertaining roll. Should have been either a 20 or a 1. The dice done fucked up. I don't
I
even
have a
care
thing
which.
about wait. No, it's
There
only
we
if I
go.
crit
There we
fail,
go.
I think. Just wait, I got a thing for this. It's my reflexes. It's my Loperin reflexes or something. Looking for orc. When you fail a dex saving throw, you can use a reaction to roll a 1d4 and add it to the save.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's not going to do a lot, but
Bring it up to 10, maybe.
yeah. Oh, 1d4, not 1d40. Nope, just one.
Oh goodness.
So it's a 7.
Okay.
Great.
So, Iron, being the person with the most reasonable, sensible mind in this whole group apparently, just
Ooh.
straight up, he doesn't even like stop to listen to the woman's voice by the doorway. He just like tongs, turn around, up the stairs he goes. Full movement, just straight up the stairs. Does not look left or right. Like gone. Rizabelle does spare a quick glance before booking it after him, and does manage to get two movements in on this turn. The rest of you unfortunates only managed to get one movement in. So you guys are hurrying up the stairs. Some of you going a little bit slower than others, but all of you going in the same direction. I'm going to get you all. Actually, no. Let's see. Who am I going to pick on? I am going to pick on. I'm going to pick on Rizabelle. Rizabelle, can I get you to roll a D8, please? Ooh,
Sunshine, what is that?
That was the roll that you needed. So that's the number of turns you get before the wizard starts coming after you guys.
Let's
so
go.
you guys just book it up the stairs, and you actually manage to breathe the sweet air of the surface, without hearing anybody following behind you, and as you step out into the sweet, dark, beautiful night, the secret entrance closes behind you. And in fact, there is a rumbling, and the well begins to crumble in on itself. What do you do?
I mean, is there any reason we should not continue with the action we're already doing, i.e. leaving some more?
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Now, this is the question. Where do you go with this cup of infinite night?
Yeah.
Can we talk to it?
We're gonna.
Can we find somewhere that is like at least out of sight first, where this witch doesn't just pop back up and go, "Oh, there they are."
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so you're surrounded by the forest here. Pick a direction. Tell me which one it is, and go hunt somewhere.
I'm gonna say south. A, because we're not bringing this thing back to the village, and B, we did tell the witch we're from up north.
Yeah, I was gonna say south because we said we're from up north too.
Got it. Okay. So you guys head south. Give me a stealth check, please. Group stealth check.
God.
Oh God.
I
Success.
choose not to play a caster once, and I feel so powerless.
I'm
Where's my
actually
pass
gonna-
without a trace?
I'm gonna take my big boots north and
Hang on.
meet up with the gang down south. So
What level does Pass Without
I'm gonna
Trace
make a
happen,
false
actually?
path north.
2?
Really?
Oh, you might have
Oh,
it.
I'm not stealthing at all. I'm tromping. I'm running and tromping north. I'm making a path.
Okay.
So you're going in the opposite direction from the... Oh, you're doing that
Yeah.
on purpose.
I'm gonna be woodsy druid boy and do my thing. Make a false
Okay.
trail north to kind of lead her away, and then
Okay.
do actual druid stealthy things and come around meet you guys.
Yeah, pass
So
without trace
like
is second
we'll
level.
agree on map point A or whatever.
Okay. Oh, so if it's a second level spell, I won't have it yet. Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
meet at the big tree by the double round big tree there.
Sure.
All right.
The double round big tree. That is
Yeah.
some hillbilly bullshit
to the
right
hill.
there.
Yeah, big
You all
double
know
tree
exactly where he means.
by the hill. One by the hill. I'm actually looking at the map,
Yeah.
and just south of the sacred temple, there's a big double
Yeah.
tree with a hill.
Yes. Yeah. I
meet you on the
can
hill.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Yes. No, I agree. Just that is some hillbilly bullshit.
Yeah,
It's a
that is
hillbilly
some
boy.
hillbilly bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, y'all have been to Flin Flon, right?
He's
How
literally-
many times
He's
we,
literally a cowboy.
tell you directions based on landmarks that existed 10 plus
Hill,
years
man.
ago?
Yeah, that's not the name of the street. You'd never find it on a map. Sipple Hill.
No,
Not a-
Sipple Hill. No
Yeah.
luck at all.
You don't
Yeah.
get like
Yeah,
take
just,
a left
go up
at
by
the
100
old
stairs.
co-op.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys head off. Trevor, since you're trying to deceive, give me a deception check, please.
Not great,
All right, and then give me a survival.
because of the modifier. 13.
All right, and sorry, Magna, did you say you did have pass without trace?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I don't have any spells.
All right.
I missed my pass without a trace.
Yeah. I would imagine so. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I do have a wild shape. I can just squirrel it up and get on my way after I've done my path.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That was from previous session. Yeah.
Okay.
Or previous. So yeah, so I'll just like become a woodland creature and back to the.
Got it. Okay. I am going to say then we're going to call it for the night. That you guys are hurrying into the darkness with a cup of darkness away from a terrifying wizard. Yeah, we'll see how things turn out next time.
Oh, bad.
Not a dragon, because that would
that's-
be a terrifying lizard.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And this concludes another episode of Just because Magna is not afraid to talk to spooky things doesn't mean that she should.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't
It was
really
pretty enjoyable.
have anyone who should be talking to things, honestly.
It is a genuine problem with this group thus far.
Is there anyone with
Yeah.
better than a +1
I
charisma?
think Nick?
That would make sense. Yeah, because he's a warlock, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay,
so.
so he should be the party face.
Yes. Well, I'm sure one day we will have that face to parade around.
I mean, maybe, but y'all have
Maybe
decided it's
future.
me regardless, so
There
good
is
luck
that.
with that.
I mean, obviously,
Left enough
right.
awkward silence for me to take over in her stead.